She sleep.
I love it. I love it. It's so cute. Okay, so do the last two that you just said. Like a lot of times we would eat dinner together and then we would fall asleep together because whatever it was that you said. Hold on. Wait, I thought I heard a kid. Nope. Good.
A lot of times we would end up eating dinner together. Like I'd cook my food and then I'd serve her hers, and we would eat together. And then we would go to bed after dinner and we would sleep together because where else would she sleep? She's my best friend. She's gonna sleep with me.
Yeah, that's super cute. Okay, how do you feel like coronavirus and quarantine has changed your outlook? Say something like, since being in quarantine, I've definitely realized that I, appreciate the time that I spend with my friends, or maybe complain about work a little bit less. Now that I've recently started working a little bit, you know what I mean? Just something along the lines of like a closing.
How would I start that?
I would say now that some of the some of the restrictions are lifting, something that you've learned or something like that.
My outlook since quarantine has changed a lot, especially like personally with like my schedule. I didn't realize how much I relied on a schedule, and like knowing that I'm going to work at this time and having school at this time and going to bed at this time, like being able to do nothing however I feel, like whenever. I'm gonna start that again.
That was good.
My outlook during quarantine definitely changed. I didn't realize how much I relied on having a schedule, but I definitely realized the difference whenever knowing what time I go to work and what time I go to school. I just was like a lot. I don't know what to say.
I think that's great. Yeah, that's good.
I know. I just forgot what I was saying. Like I just lost track.
I think that's a good point though. Like you really relied on schedule for just your.
I mean, it's true. I do. I'm a schedule person. Like I don't like change.
Yeah. Well, and you could even just say that. Like I realized during quarantine, or whatever it is you want.
During quarantine, my outlook definitely changed. I didn't realize how much I relied on having a schedule, but I missed knowing when I was going to school and when I was going to work, and just knowing, honestly. Whenever I had the chance to do nothing, which is something I feel like I complain about, I'm like, oh, I wish I could just stay home today and not do anything. But when I had a whole month of staying home and not doing anything, it wasn't fun. Like I got lonely. Like I just didn't know what to do with myself. It's fun for like one day and then it's not.
Yeah, that was great. Okay, so now let's talk about how your daily schedule has changed with NJ. So like now that some of the restrictions are lifting, I'm back at work, and NJ and I do spend more time at home with NJ, and we go for walks or something like that.
My day-to-day life compared to like before Corona and then now after Corona, there are similarities between the two, but there's definitely differences. I started going back to work, and so that's nice, but I am working a lot more than I was before quarantine just because we're short staffed. But then also I have my puppy now, and that's a schedule change. Like I still wake up between 7 and 8 a.m. every morning now and take care of her before I go to work, and then I have to pick her up after work. She goes to a babysitter because I don't want to leave her alone for that long. And so just scheduling that between my work shifts and now that I'm starting to be able to hang out with my friends again, it's a lot more time heavy. And
yeah, that's good.
I started popping my fingers.
I know.
Sorry.
Let's do that one more time without the background noise. But that was great.
Okay.
Your day-to-day life now.
So my
It's okay, you're good.
My day-to-day life compared to before quarantine and after quarantine has definitely changed some, but there are some similarities still. I started going back to work, but I am working a lot more than I was before quarantine hit because we're just short-staffed, and I just him having to fill those spots that were missing. But now I have my puppy, and she's more time consuming, and I have to get up in the mornings with her and take care of her, and I take her to a puppy sitter while I'm at work because I don't want to leave her alone. And so then I just have to schedule like picking her up and taking her there, which takes up time. I'm starting to be able to hang out with my friends again, which is exciting, but again, like my schedule is just different now, and I just am getting in the swing of it and trying to find a norm, find a balance between it all.
Yeah. Let's start from I'm starting to hang out with my friends again. And let's talk about how that's changed a little bit, that you do more hangouts at home, or, whatever it is.
I'm starting to hang out with my friends again now that society is starting to open back up. It's not the same. Whenever I'd hang out with my friends, we were going out, going places, going to dinner, grabbing drinks like 4 nights a week. But now a lot of times we just hang out in one of our apartments because we can't go out anymore. Like the places we used to go, they either have like occupancy limits or they're just not open. So it's definitely like a different setting in us hanging out, but I feel like it kind of brought us closer because instead of like being busy and like around a bunch of other people, we're like actually spending time together, and we're in like our apartments, and it's fun. It's different. It's a
I think
change
that's
of scenery.
perfect. I think that's good. Are you good with it?
I don't know.
You did so good. I'm proud. Hi, Guy. Good job. Thanks.